Hey guys, how are you doing? So it is that time of the month, right? We are on the brink of September ending and October beginning. And October across the interwebs is all about shadow work, sometimes even November. So and I've got a bunch of decks here that kind of are, a little dark or have that shade of darkness in them in a certain way. And so I'm going to be using those decks for doing the readings today. Clearly you can see the Dark Mansion Tarot. I'm going to be using that to do the general reading. The Bohemian Gothic Tarot. This is one of my earliest deck buys. You can see it's a little worn. I've played with this deck a lot back in the day, and this deck I'm going to be using for the romance part of the reading. And the Neon Moon Tarot, which I know is not necessarily a dark deck, it's a cyberpunk themed deck, but I just decided to go a little crazy and I chose that for doing the romance part of the reading. And as a bonus, because we are in October, and like I said, it's all about shadow work. You're gonna get one card from the Inner Landscape Oracle deck to kind of, if you are getting into shadow work, or if you're thinking about doing shadow work, or if you are pursuing it this month, then this card will give you that additional little bit of info that you need, maybe what you need to work on, and so on and so forth. So along with all this, of course, is my standard suggestion. Look for the sun sign and the moon sign and the ascendant sign, and combine the readings of all the three so that you get as personalized a reading as you can get from this. And if you need a more personalized reading, of course I'm there. Just email me, get in touch, or go to my booking page and book a reading for yourself. All those links are in the description, so you don't have to worry if to find where they are. They're in the description, just look. So all right, let's get into it. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, your tarot blogger, deck and book reviewer, and maker of these awesome videos on YouTube. I'm also a tarot card reader and mentor, and an author of this awesome book on tarot, which is available on Amazon, both paperback and Kindle, all over the world. Now, all of these links and more are in the description, so do check that out. And at the end of this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more such awesome tarot videos. Alright, so now let's see how October 2019 looks like for water signs. That is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So let's begin with Cancer. For the general part of your reading, Cancer, you get, the King of Pentacles. Very nice. This is gonna be a very, very interesting month for you. The King of Pentacles basically says that your long-term plans, especially financial plans, are gonna fall into place and things are gonna start working out smoothly for you. You're looking at a month where you are feeling relaxed, at ease with yourself, with your situation, all of that. There's a certain routine about the day that sort of sets in, about the whole, throughout the month you'll feel like, every single day is going good, you're feeling good. It's neither too exceptionally high nor too exceptionally low. It's like a balanced straight line. Very nice, very, very good feeling. And a sort of a stability and a strength to that stability with the King of Pentacles. So long-term plans are falling into place. Things are starting to work out, and you're going to be feeling really, really good as the daily sort of routine of the month unfolds. In the romance area of your life, you get the Page of Swords. Communication is the key for you. Okay? Now, if whether you are in a relationship or you want to get into a relationship or not in a relationship, whatever your situation is, unless you express your perspective, it's not going to be understood by the other person. And this month, especially with the Page of Swords, you're going to have way too many words to express. So, what I would say is a little bit of, caution. Don't overexpress. Find, very concise, very clear, very unambiguous, less vague sort of terms to convey what you want to convey. So, if you are in a relationship and you need to talk things over, or you need to say something, that is how you would approach it. If you are single and looking for a relationship, then again, wherever you are, that is how you would approach it. If you go on a date and you're communicating with someone you think has potential, that is how you would go about it. Don't, talk too much. That's basically the thing. Don't overexpress. You have to find a way to tone it down. But expression is important. Don't not express. You know what I'm saying? Don't not speak up. Speak up, but very precise, very, just that. Don't know what I'm trying to say. Don't overdo it. That's all I'm saying. Right. At the work department, whoa, you get the Empress. Again, a very beautiful, beautiful energy here, right? Very much in tone with the King of Pentacles there. Empress, again, she is all about creativity. She's all about making things happen. So at work, you're going to be in a place again of authority somewhere in the creative process. You're going to be involved in that. You're going to be making things happen. And you're really, really, really going to be the person running the show in that situation, in that scenario. You are going to be creatively very, 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 very sort of prolific, I can say. You're going to make things happen. You're going to create things. And it's going to be great. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot going on around you. If you look in the background of this image, it looks like explosions are happening, isn't it? There's a lot going on around you, and you are going to be in a position to manage certain aspects of the situation in a way that is impressive, and it's also very, 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 how do you say, creative? Am I oversaying that word this time? But it's going to be interesting how you handle all the stuff that life throws away, especially at your work. You're going to be on top of your game. Now, if you're going to be doing shadow work this October, very interesting. The card you have pulled is called Decay. Now, I know, given all this energy, this is a very totally different card that comes up, right? Decay. But this is something that you need to look at. While all this lovely stuff is going on in your life, while all things are falling into place creatively, in terms of overall big picture and at work and everything, all of that, decay comes up for you. So your shadow aspect is that aspect of you which you hide, which you push away, which you don't want to reveal to the world. And maybe it contains stuff that has started to decay. Now, decay means something that has been left too long, like the first thing that comes to mind is food, right? You leave food out or even in the refrigerator for way too long, it starts to spoil. Eventually, it will spoil. Even this image over here shows, trash, which has started to spoil. There are aspects of you which you have ignored for far too long, which maybe you wanted to dispose of, get rid of. Aspects that, don't serve you anymore, right? Not necessarily that trash is all bad stuff. I'm talking about stuff that, that doesn't work for you and you have decided to do away with it, except that you haven't gotten around to it. And it's starting to decay, and maybe part of it is kind of overflowing into your shadow aspect, right? Look into this aspect of your life. What is it that you really, take out the trash, really, and get rid of what you need to get rid of. Cleanse your shadow even, because Don't get rid of the shadow. I mean, I'm talking about cleanse of, the decaying elements of the shadow, even, because you don't need that anymore. So that is something for you to ponder upon in this October, is the area in your life which has started to decay, which you have thrown away, which you have thrashed but not completely thrashed, is something that you need to look at and deal with. And it'll be interesting. Trust me. So that was Cancer. Next up is Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, for you, you get the Four of Cups in the reverse for your general reading. It's going to be an interesting month. I can say that right off the bat. Four of Cups, if you see the card upright, talks about, shows someone who is quite kind of, listless, dull, bored even, or whatever is going on in his life. He's looking at these three cups and like, yeah, okay, meh, whatever. Now this fourth cup comes. Is it going to have the potential to excite him back into, the interesting aspects of his life? Who knows? Now, in the reverse, though, what happens is everything is turned up on its head. He spent far too long, looking at the boring aspects of his life. Now this cup comes in, sure, but is he looking at it? Has he paid attention to it? Is it going to be taken away? Because, how long is this guy going to hold that cup and say, hey, come on? Look at the areas of your life where you have lost interest in, and why. And as you start paying attention into that, you will realize that, hey, something's changed, something's different. It's not necessarily that boring anymore. It's not as uninteresting as I thought it was anymore. And why did I lose interest to begin with? You will reconnect maybe with an area of your life which you had lost interest in before. And it's going to be scary, impulsive, right? You'll be like, oh, has my opportunity gone away? And so you need to take action fast. Whatever it is that you are interested in, you have to follow up on it. You have to follow through on it, right? You may have ignored it for a while because you lost interest in it. But now that your interest is reawakening, you need to really genuinely follow through on it, follow up on it, without a moment's hesitation or delay. Don't second guess yourself. Sometimes it happens, this again, if I have to give you an example, which is from my life, basically sometimes I look at a deck and I like it and I buy it, and then when I get it, I'm like, okay, whatever. And it goes on my shelf, and months and sometimes even years have gone by, I haven't looked at it. And then one fine day I wake up and I'm like, hey, I have this deck, don't I? And look at it, and wow, it is powerful and interesting and impressive, and I have all sorts of feelings for it, and I'm just like, I can't let go. You know what I'm saying? That's the moment. Follow through on it. Don't be like, oh yeah, but why not put it away? Forget it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. The moment is here and now. Grab it. Okay? That's the general reading. Now, in the romance department, you get the Five of Swords. Oof, look at that, right? This is a scary situation. Five of Swords traditionally is about arguments. It's about, discord in that way. And now you have that, is that a bear? Sort of creature, and you have this girl, she's kind of getting scared here, right? Something is gonna catch you off guard. Something is going to take you by surprise, not necessarily a pleasant surprise, perhaps. In your relationship, you're going to discover an aspect of your lover, which you are like, huh? Was he or she like that? How come I never saw it? Right? And it's not necessarily bad or good, because that's something personally for you to decide, but it's going to take you by surprise in a very borderline unpleasant way, maybe, right? If you're not in a relationship and you are maybe dating and stuff, you're going to be finding yourself in a predicament like that with the guy or girl that you're out with. You may be like, huh? This person seemed normal on the dating app or whatever, and now I'm seeing a side of him or her which is a little too weird, maybe. If you're getting those vibes that you don't want to stick around, don't stick around. Simple advice. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just follow that instinct that you get. Even if you are in a relationship and you get that kind of feeling, and if the feeling is like, oh, okay, I can handle it, then that's fine. But if you get the feeling that, nope, I'm gonna run, then run. That's what I'm saying. The energy is like this. Don't question it. Just follow the instinct that comes. Okay? Now, at work, you have the executive of Scent, which basically is the King of Pentacles. Right? Again, very interesting energy. All your work projects are going to be going good. You're kind of, in that mastermind frame of mind, making everything happen, planning, putting things into play, basically just getting the project off the ground, even right from the planning stage to the execution stage. You're everywhere. You're making it happen, and you're enjoying that whole process. So maybe it is something that you had put away on a maybe later or someday later kind of folder, and suddenly it excites you and you want to take it up and make it happen. Go for it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't question yourself. Make it happen. It's going to be a great month for that sort of thing. And if you are also doing shadow work this month, a very interesting card that you pull is the Rebel. Again, very, very interesting. If you see the image, there's, all these people kind of look similar, and then suddenly there's this guy, different color, going in a different direction. Your shadow, okay, is that part of you which is something that you don't like to show, don't want to show, don't have to show to the world. And maybe that contains elements which others might call as rebellious. That personality side of yourself might be something which might be classified by others as something rebellious. Now again, why is that a negative thing? Because it's in your shadow. It's something that you have pushed aside. It's something that you don't like to share with others. What is so rebellious about that shadow aspect, or contained within that shadow aspect of yourself? How is that wrong, bad, or unwelcome, or unpalatable, unacceptable, all of that in today's world, or in the world that you live in? And why do you feel the need to hide that rebellious streak from the world? That is something for you to ponder upon in this month. This rebellious aspect of yourself, which is your shadow self, how does that make you better, stronger, more interesting, more surprising, more able to handle surprises even as life comes along? What is it? And why is it in the shadow? And if it is not needed to be in the shadow, maybe back when you felt that it should be part of the shadow, but now maybe you feel that it can come out. That's okay. What can you do to make that happen? A lot of thoughts for you to ponder upon. October is an interesting month for you, Scorpio. Then we come to Pisces. And Pisces, you get the Nine of Cups in the reversed for the general reading. So a feeling that things aren't all completely okay, because if you see this one, here, this is the card of contentment, satisfaction, all of that, in being where you are, doing what you're doing, you're happy, you're satisfied, you're content. Oops, I ended up pulling the extra card from the pile there. So but in the reversed, it's a feeling of discontent, disquiet? Do you feel like there's a lot more that you need to do until you come to that place where you'll be satisfied, right? You feel that there is much to be achieved till you will feel content with your situation in life, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, again, depending on your personal situation. Do you need to be in this spot? Do you have to be in this spot? And if you are, and it's okay, then all right, what do you need to do? What actions do you need to take to make sure that you come to that place where you are feeling content? How do you change your situation? How do you get your contentment, right? That is something to ponder upon in this month of October for you, Pisces. In the relationships area, you get the the Nine of Swords reversed, which is an interesting card because, upright, the Nine of Swords is all about nightmares and scary thoughts and anxious sort of feelings, really, swords wise. But then in the reverse, this card is saying, okay, all your anxieties, all your worries, again, two reverse nines so far, all your anxieties, all your worries are, slowly, draining away, drifting away, going away, and you're coming to a better place. You're not worried anymore. You're not anxious anymore. Especially, say, if you are in a relationship and you had those worries and anxieties, especially to do with the future, maybe a bad sort of feeling that, oh, maybe the future is not so good. Now that feeling goes away and you feel, okay, maybe things will be better, or maybe things are getting better. If you were not in a relationship and you were worried about, when you get in a relationship, whether it will be a disaster and so on and so forth, those anxieties are also draining away. And you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling rather, calmer. I'm not saying that the feeling is completely gone away, but you are feeling more confident that, okay, whatever it is, I can handle it. So the anxiety and the fear surrounding the future, especially in the relationship area, is going away. So that's a good thing. Good thing, good thing. Then at work, you get the Two of Wires reversed. So that is your Two of Wands reversed, right? So see this image. This guy, it's all about looking for options, looking for different ways to do different things. Now, at work, what is going to happen is you're going to be starting to look for different ways to do the different things that are required by, as part of your job. And you're going to kind of come up with facing a wall. That's the feeling I'm getting, that you are going to be like, okay, maybe I can fix this or do this differently, like here or like this or like that, and it's going to be a dead end. So you're going to go and have to keep going back to the drawing board a few times before you find the way out of your, whatever stuck situation or predicament you may find yourself in. Maybe maybe looking for out of box solutions for situations that don't require it, maybe, that kind of situation. Do you do that? Do you unnecessarily trying to be creative where you don't need to be creative? That kind of a weird energy is there. So you're going to be dealing with some frustrations at work, really, especially not to do with other people, but to do with the the way you do your work. That is something, frustration in the process of carrying out and getting your work done when you're dealing with roadblocks or dead ends along the way. So maybe that kind of ties in with that feeling of discontent, that brings in that feeling of discontent for you, that hey, there's a lot to be done and done to my satisfaction. Now, if you are doing shadow work, a very interesting card. This one is called Loss. Wow, okay. As I keep saying, your shadow is the part of you that you hide, that you suppress, that you push aside, that you don't like to show to the world. And many a times loss can also trigger a lot of shadow elements, right? You lose something valuable, you lose something important to you, and that grief, that pain, that anger, the denial, the different feelings that that loss has evoked, all of those, you maybe find yourself unable to express them out loud into the world, or, for whatever reason, and you push them away, you push them into your shadow. And those feelings have gathered, and that shadow has built up. Now, what losses have triggered that shadow part of you? And how can you safely and positively and joyfully even find a way to deal with that loss for what it is and to move forward from that point? And does that sort of energy tie in with that general feeling of discontent that is on, and even anxiety and fear that's always, that seems to be in the air for you this month? How can you come to terms with the losses that you have faced and pushed aside, all the feelings that have emerged from it? And how can you deal with those feelings? How can you come to terms with those feelings? How can you make them, turn them, convert them into something that fuels you rather than hinders you, or makes you feel, discontent and anxious and stuff like that? How can you turn that whole thing around and use it for your own benefit and make it beneficial from you? What can you learn from your loss that will actually empower you and make you happy even, going forward? That is something for you to ponder upon this particular month of October 2019, especially when you're doing your shadow work. Wow, that was interesting, wasn't it? So, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And again, if it resonated, just let me know in the comments, or like the video, whatever works for you. Just let me know if it resonated, okay? And thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your time and your patience. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I post my card a day readings every day. You can also order a reading for yourself, or you can learn how to read tarot from me, of course. All of these links are in the description, so check that out. I will see you again in my next video. Until then, stay good, be good, and play with your cards. Bye now.